Welcome, Elaine, officially. Nice to have you back in the Zoom room. Thanks for that share, a little chat and expression. It leads us nicely into our quote for today. There's a bit of teaching related to it, and it's going to lead us into our workbook lesson. 147 we're on to. So all right, so share my screen with you. And an email. Yeah, so make sure you've got screen sharing going on. All right, can you see that okay?
Yes.
So if you can read the headline quote for us, kindly.
Yeah. Forgiveness recognizes that what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. It does not pardon sins and make them real. It sees there was no sin, and in that view are all your sins forgiven.
All right. So thoughts on that?
It's all about forgiveness, isn't it? It wasn't real, so
So succinct summary really of what radical forgiveness, as Yeshua teaches it in A Course in Miracles, really is. It's really saying that radical forgiveness says that it's not real. It has not occurred. You thought your brother did to you has not occurred. Does not pardon sins and make them real. Since there was no sin. In that view, are all your sins forgiven. So if there is no sin, then your sins are forgiven or let go of. That's why we use letting go. Here's a replacement for forgiveness. Because it simply lets go of any belief in it. It's like this never really happened. So you apply that to your life, you go, well, the last, in my example of the relationship that I mentioned earlier, the last 10 years never really happened. And your ego is not going to like it. He's going to go, no, well, that's ridiculous. Of course it happened. Look, there's evidence. We're married, we've got a son, but actually mentally and emotionally, if you can do that, okay, it never happened. And so now we're just purely present in the moment, no reference to the past, no reference to the future. We're just purely present. We hang out together in this pure formless awareness of perfect love. That is all that we can do, and that's what radical forgiveness facilitates. So, as Yeshua says in the quote, radical forgiveness simply overlooks all, quote, sin, which it sees as ephemeral error. Ephemeral means that it's very temporary. It doesn't really exist. Concept of error is by definition temporary, because the first so-called error of separation is what led to time, and is not true and real. So that's it's all unreal, and the ego's days, that belief in separation's days, are numbered when you start to bring your mind back to unity. So therefore, radical forgiveness helps you perceive correctly that there is really nothing to forgive. Forgiveness recognizes there's really nothing to forgive. even though there's seemingly a whole world to forgive. You see beyond the illusion, you penetrate the veil, and connect with pure formless awareness. Stores your mind to an awareness of its true nature as unconditional love. So there are no conditions for love to occur. Yeah? There's really nothing to forgive. It restores your mind to an awareness of its true nature as unconditional love. And unconditional love doesn't acknowledge any conditions for love to occur. By definition, right? No conditions. Love simply is. So it may be helpful to briefly consider the ego's plan for forgiveness that's in opposition to the Holy Spirit's plan and always makes errors real and permanent in your perception, which is the definition of sin. Okay? So as sin is error made real, permanent, and punishable. And then, if it's punishable, then it's very real, isn't it? You wouldn't punish it if it wasn't real. So you see where the thought system of guilt and sin and attack, they lead to attack inevitably. So it may be helpful to look at the forms of the ego's versions of forgiveness. So the ego's always got its version of things, and it's designed to trick us, to confuse us, and to trick us into believing in what's not true. And we might believe that completely pardoning someone's plainly visible sins is impossible self-deception. And the options that it offers instead of radical forgiveness are, number one, is pseudo-forgiveness. So as the pious person in the right, to self-righteously pardon this, quote, sinner, because that's what a, quote, good person should do. So we're going, well, and this is prevalent often in traditional religions. So take a, very, say, right-wing Christian person. They might pretend to be very pious and very holy, but almost certainly it's faking it, because they actually are perceiving the person as less than them. They're going, well, actually, you're a miserable sinner. You've departed from God. God will punish you, and then there's no forgiveness there. That's all. You see that. It's just a judgment that the person's actually wrong. They've really done it, and now because I'm the superior, I'm the one who's more holy, and I can pardon them. So pseudo forgiveness isn't forgiveness at all. It's just a fake. It's false. But the second type, I call compassionate forgiveness, is a bit harder to shake off. So most people come to the course with either one of these, but often number two. So they're quite intuitive. They feel empathy for people, and that synonym for compassion is empathy. And they try and as best they can understand the person. They understand why they did what they did. So did the best they could given the state of consciousness at the time. Try hard not to judge them for their mistake. And both of these approaches miss the mark, because really what you're trying to do is trying hard not to judge them for their mistake. So both of these approaches won't work to free you from all suffering. The first approach I call pseudo-forgiveness, because it's really judgmental. It's judgment and condemnation masquerading as forgiveness, designed to just reinforce the separate and superior identity of the person bestowing the forgiveness. Oh, well, I'm so holy and you're a sinner. Well, that just perpetuates separation, doesn't it? There's no sense of joining or oneness. There's no genuine intent on the forgiving person's part to let go of the judgment and condemnation. So it's not really forgiveness at all, which always entails a letting go of the negative thought and emotion in the mind of the person forgiving, but it's judgmental condemnation in thin disguise. So I think it's pretty healing, pretty obvious what pseudo forgive. In fact, he talks in the one of the supplements. I think it's the Song of Prayer, or is it psychotherapy? One of the supplements, he talks about forgiveness to destroy. Forgiveness to destroy is this kind of forgiveness, a pseudo forgiveness. It's not forgiveness at all. So it makes a mockery of forgiveness. It's not really forgiveness at all. It always entails a letting go of the negative thoughts and emotion in the mind of the person forgiving, but it's judgmental condemnation in thin disguise. Because healing happens through the unification of seemingly separate minds, pseudo forgiveness can't ever heal anyone. But instead, it reinforces the ego's separate identity in the minds of both the person who's pseudo-forgiving and the person on whom the pseudo-forgiveness is bestowed. You might say, why is this so? Because the imagined superiority of the person pseudo-forgiving over the apparent sinner will be strengthened in their mind, while the sinner, quote, will sense that they're really being condemned by the other person, will usually react to the pseudo-forgiving person out of their guilt, based on their supposed guilt in a defensive, angry, or fearful way. And that only strengthens the person's false self-concept of being a guilty sinner and his or her sense of being separate from the pseudo-forgiver. So can you see it? Eh? Does that make sense? The pseudo-forgiveness is actually condemnation. It's got nothing to do with forgiveness. It's the ego's thought system. It's the ego just trying to hijack forgiveness and say that's forgiveness. And that's totally false. It's pseudo. Hence the word pseudo-forgiveness. So you almost certainly be willing to accept from the above explanation that pseudo-forgiveness is false and it's never going to work to free anyone's mind from sin and guilt. But you may not be so convinced about the second type of forgiveness the ego engages in, which I call compassionate forgiveness. You might say, well, what's wrong with compassion? Surely it's a spiritual quality, one we should be trying to cultivate. So where the ego, which remember is just your belief in separation, gets quite devious and cunning, because on the surface of it, this seems to be perfectly reasonable. But if you scratch a little bit beneath the shiny surface of this veneer, to use an image, you'll see that beneath it lies the same rusted core, characterizes all the egoic beliefs. So, think of a car, it's rusted, and then it's just got a cover of paint, and you scratch below the surface and you see the rust. And the ego is a bit like that with compassionate forgiveness. So compassionate forgiveness still assumes that whatever has seemingly happened to upset you hasn't really happened. Now it's negative, so it assumes that it has really happened. That's what compassionate forgiveness assumes. And now it's negative effects. Remember, negative is negative. It negates the truth. Now its negative effects in your mind must be mitigated by trying to understand why the other person did what they did. And of course, that question assumes that he or she really did it, makes the situation and the characters participating in it real to the compassionate forgiver, who will then have a sense of being a separate person living in a hostile world, trying and struggling to forgive what is seemingly unforgivable. Even though the compassionate forgiver is trying to lessen the negative impact or the seeming offense in their mind, which is a step in the right direction, they still believe the offense was really committed, and the world and their separate identity operating in it remain real to them. You see that? So therefore, compassionate forgiveness is really a halfway house between pseudo-forgiveness, which is totally false, and the true or radical forgiveness that Yeshua teaches in A Course in Miracles, which he summarizes beautifully in today's quote. It's a good starting point, but it's not going to take you all the way home to the transcendent dimension of the kingdom of heaven. Because it still makes this world and sense of a separate self, that is the ego, real in your mind. Whereas radical forgiveness, on the other hand, gets to the root of the problem. Radix, the Latin word, which the word radical is derived, means root, by simply denying that anything other than unconditional love is real. And saying nothing else is truly real. And we just have to accept that. So if any word, action, or behavior that's seemingly been said or done is unloving, it is unreal, and it has no existence or effects. This is the Holy Spirit's perfect logic that cancels out all the errors and helps you recognize that you and the seeming, quote, other person you're forgiving are not and never have been separate. Separation isn't true. Nothing's ever happened. Nothing's ever happened, and you must still be one. So only radical forgiveness with the help of the Holy Spirit, which remember is just the remembrance of perfect love. Return your mind to a state of unconditional love in which you realize that you and everyone and everything else, it's all encompassing, it seems to have a separate form in this world, are really one and the same, pure formless awareness of perfect love. Well, that's what radical forgiveness offers you. It's a complete escape. The ego is not in business at all because you've denied its reality and you're denying that there is any separation at all. Okay, so does that make sense? Do those three levels make sense? We've looked at them before,
Yes,
but given
very
we're
clear.
reviewing, pseudo-compassionate, that compassionate one is a tricky one because it seems to be quite reasonable and good to have compassion or empathy, as he phrases it. But you must use the situation for what it's ready for, which is radical forgiveness, to let go of any sense of reality that this hasn't happened. So there's no saying with compassion forgiveness, oh, well, it's really happened and now I've got to somehow mitigate the effects of it by understanding that the person had a tough time, they've had a difficult life, they don't really understand, they still apparently hurt you. So it's just useful to remember, in times you're tempted to go into compassionate forgiveness, then correct and say, no, none of this is true. None of this is real. That doesn't mean you can't be loving to the person, but you can only be loving if you really root yourself in truth. You can only be loving. There's nothing else. Okay, so any other comments, questions, thoughts on that teaching about three levels of forgiveness, pseudo-forgiveness, compassionate versus radical, and how they're quite different? Level 1 and level 2 are quite different from level 3. They don't really reconcile, in fact.
It's totally different, yeah.
You can progress. So you could move from pseudo-forgiveness to compassionate forgiveness, And that is a progression. With compassion and forgiveness, it's closer. It's like a halfway house, but to
Yeah,
really
that's the
let it
one
go, you've got to
I
go
resonate.
beyond.
Yeah, most of us resonate with number 2, don't we? On the course.
Yeah. But you have to go above that to awaken, you know, that level of compassion, because you're making things real. That's the problem.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, you're in the illusion. Mind is split. And so the only healing lies in the radical forgiveness, which gets to the very root of the problem. It says the root of the problem is you have a false idea of who you are, belief in separation, and that is projecting out, and that's causing you to experience this, or the separation, sickness and suffering and death. And you just have to deny the alternate reality the ego's made entirely. That's the only way out. Okay, so any other comments, thoughts, questions on that? If it's all clear.
It's very clear.
Move into our lesson. Yeah, well, that's good. These teachings are designed to be helpful, to be truly helpful. Okay, so we have a look at the lesson then. Let me just get the recording going. Give me a moment. All right, so today's lesson, again, just a short review one. So if you can read those 3 ideas that make it up slowly, and if you want to discuss, yeah, let's just pause after each one. We'll have a little discussion about each one.
Yeah, my mind, in brackets awareness, was only what I think with God, in brackets pure formless awareness of perfect love.
Yeah. So any thoughts on that? It's the 7th time we've done it. Any other thoughts? Anything coming up for you?
Well, if we can do that, that's what we're aiming for. My mind only moves what I think with.
And so this is where the rubber meets the road. It's like, yes, so I'm having thoughts. While you seemingly human, you are going to have thoughts. It's inevitable, but those thoughts are coming from this deeper awareness. That's what he's saying. So those thoughts are loving, kind, helpful, you know, beneficent thoughts. They're harmless thoughts. There's no harm that can come from pure formless awareness of perfect love. It's really quite a call to vigilance, to go, wow, does my mind really hold only what I think is God? And if you notice something else, something untoward, you know, maybe just a bit of dis-ease, maybe it's frustration, irritation, anxiety. None of it's true. Only the deeper awareness that governs your mind, that is you, can now govern your thoughts and your words and your actions. Okay, so that's the high level statement. My mind, awareness holds only what I think. God with pure formless awareness, perfect love, is designed to set our minds back into that state and enhance the power of the 2 lessons. Okay, so that's the kind of overall framework, and then the 2 review lessons come into that. So you want to read those? I will not value.
I will not value what is valueless.
Okay.
I perceive.
Pause
there, yeah.
Yeah, I'll pause there. Just very simple. It's such a simple lesson. but still very profound, because we do value what is valueless. And we're here in this world trying to find a solution form to the human condition, because we valued what is valueless. That's the only reason why we seem to be here. We give it the meaning, and I've given everything a meaning. I give it for me. Listen to. Will not value what is valueless. They're saying, do not value anything in form. Whatever's in form, whether it's a relationship, a person, objects, money, substances, it's all temporary. It's part of an illusory construct that's very temporary, that is going to fail you. At some point, your body is going to die. So I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm not going to value what is valueless. Okay, so happy to move on. Any other thoughts on I will not value what is valueless?
No, that's clear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I perceive forgiveness, in brackets, letting go, as it really is.
yeah. Forgiveness as it really is. So that's a call to learn what forgiveness really is. Hence the teaching. You know, as it really is, it's radical. Forgiveness as it really is letting go. So I perceive letting go as it really is. Or I perceive forgiveness as the letting go it really is. So that might be an even better translation. I'll do that next time. I perceive forgiveness as the letting go it really is. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like, okay, that's what forgiveness is. From our point of view, the radical forgiveness methodology is I choose to let go of all thoughts and emotions that block the awareness of love's presence. And when I let go of them, then I am forgiving the person or the situation away. So I don't really say, I, subject, forgive you, object, and I focus on the person. That's the incorrect perception of forgiveness. I let go of whatever's blocking my awareness of love's presence. That's all I have to do. When I let go, then what reveals itself naturally, but if I've let go of all the blocks, then what remains must be love. So it's critical that you understand what forgiveness really is, and most people don't. Otherwise, you attempt one of the ego's versions of forgiveness, pseudo forgiveness, which isn't forgiveness at all, or compassionate forgiveness, which is only a halfway house. It's not really true forgiveness. True forgiveness simply denies the reality of the dream, even though you seem to be in it. See forgiveness as it really is. I will not value what is valueless. Okay, so any thoughts on those lessons?
Mm-hmm. That's clear.
Yeah, I think it is, it is very clear. The course is not ambiguous. It's not something you have to go and look and say, well, what does he really mean here? It uses clear language. The message is very straightforward, but it's very clear. And so for a lot of people, they can't handle the simple, direct truth that it teaches. They can't just go straight into, oh, well, I'm just going to let everything go now. Yeah, so not value what is valueless, perceive forgiveness or as the letting go that it really is. Forgiveness, in the true sense, radical forgiveness is just letting go of any of my own negative thoughts and emotions, negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts negate the truth of who I am. That's all. So if I let go of those blocks, there's nothing to negate the truth anymore. Then what's left is the truth. So it's a very simple idea, isn't it? We'll cut away everything that's blocking this underlying truth, and then what's left is the truth. And it was always there, it was just blocked. So letting go is this radical forgiveness. Letting go of all those blocks. As and when you become aware of them. Can't let it go all at once, generally, so it takes time. Things come up in time, you have experiences, and those experiences trigger thoughts and emotions that come up, and then when they come up, you let them go. Okay, so happy with that lesson. Short, sweet, but potent always.
Yeah, it's good.
So we have a look at let's continue with should we do a meditation?
Yeah.
Okay. You're a med, so there we go. All right, so meditation and let the okay, so all right, so just making yourself comfortable, sitting feet shoulder width apart, your back straight, tap your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. And just pausing at the top of the inhale. So it's a maximal inhale breath. And it's the sphincter muscle, you lock the energy in. Draw the energy up the spine into your heart center. Putting one hand on your heart, connecting to your heart space. Draw it up into the crown of your head. That's a maximal inhale breath. Pausing at the top of the inhale. So scan your mind, notice any thoughts, any related emotions, any body sensations going on. Scanning it feels negative, limiting, contracted, constricting in any way. You breathe into it. Nice deep breath in. And nose, bringing in spacious awareness. Scan your mind and you notice any of those blocks to the awareness of love's presence, what negates love. Might be a minor irritation, ranging to intense rage, ranging to anxiety, sadness, depression, so on and so forth. And you just breathe in. To every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, every part of your mind, every fiber of your beings. In the light of your true awareness. So just blow out anything that blocks that awareness. Remind yourself today's lessons. My mind, my awareness holds only what I think with God. My awareness holds only what I think with pure formless awareness, with perfect love. And I exhale and blow it all away. The breeze of your breath. Going, gone. As it's like a dark cloud or black smoke leaving you. From the stomach into the spine, expel the last remainder out. And rest in deep peace and stillness. The bottom of the exhale. In this peace and stillness, you have to perceive that just letting it all go, throwing it all away, nothing to value here is valuable. Nothing in form is valuable because form is temporary. Just saying the only thing to value is timeless, eternal. Will not value what is valueless. So be aware, as you breathe in again, of any negative thoughts, emotions coming up. Anything that blocks this pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is just empty, open, expansive awareness. You feel any contraction in that awareness, and notice the blocks to that awareness. I will not value what is valueless. None of these things. I may have valued special relationships and money and possessions, maybe substances, memories, expectations, grievances. And you just sink inwards to the depth of your being, the pure formless awareness of perfect love that lies beyond all blocks, where your mind truly is. It's where any thoughts come up to seemingly tempt you into any false values. Just observe those. Breathe in. And we'll just observe any of those kinds of thoughts, negative thoughts and emotions. Negate the truth. And you just blow any obstructions, any blocks to the awareness of love's presence out the breeze of your breath. So exhale it, release, let go, throwing it all away. The breeze of your breath. The nothingness that really is. Going, gone. And you just rest in deep peace and stillness. Peace that surpasses all understanding. It's called peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Rest in this deep peace. Breathing in and out through the nose as you do that. Watch your breath and once you get distracted. And just let go deeper and deeper. Each breath, letting go into deep peace and stillness. That is your divine right. That is the only truth. Truth of love, truth of perfect love, and nothing else. Truth is true and nothing else is true. And so just experience that, just deep, connected peace, stillness, a deep value beyond the valueless things that I may have valued. You sink inwards to the truth. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Please relax, be still. Allow the truth of who you really are, truth in which true value lies, the truth that true forgiveness brings you to the awareness of. Let that arise in your mind. And surrender to this deep, quiet, calm, peaceful truth. So just gently coming back from this deep connected state. Bring your mind back into body and the breath and the senses and the world. And on the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 1, just And breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises, and the subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Just pausing at the top of the inhale. Smile, scan your mind, notice any thoughts, particularly anything that's negative of truth, anything that's unpleasant, uncomfortable. Breathe into that. Remind yourself that my mind holds only what I think with pure formless awareness of perfect love. And so I do not value what is valueless. Let that all go, blow it all away. Imagine it's leaving you like a dark cloud, blowing away. The breeze of your breath into the nothingness that it really is. It's going, going, gone. Pull the lower stomach into the spine, expel the last remaining air out. And just rest in stillness, peace. Bottom of the exhale. So then count of 2, notice the weight of your body pressing down into the chair. Feet touching the ground, noticing what you're feeling, touching my hands. Maybe there's a subtle taste in your mouth. Smelling your nose, notice that. Notice what you're hearing, the surrounding environment. Just noticing all these things from this very still, calm, and surrendered state. State of oneness, state of love. And anchor the state in, say connected to the state for the next the rest of the session, the rest of the evening. To help you do that, you can practice today's lesson using the short breath break I've given you, or a longer meditation. There's various options. Short breath breaks, 4 minutes, 14-minute one, there's a 26-minute one. And they'll keep you connected to this fundamental awareness, formless awareness, perfect love, we call it, and beyond the ego's reach. So it is said and so it is done. Now, on the count of 3, open your eyes, look around. Just take a minute to observe what's going on around you. Notice any objects in the room around you. So randomly just look at anything. And notice underlying that object there's the sense of peace, sense of stillness underlying this. And look at another object, notice the same sense of peace and stillness. And so you anchor the stillness in, you recognize that the peace is always there, it underlies every sense perception, underlies everything you see, everything you hear. And so it must be the truth. This is the pure formless awareness of perfect love that underlies all form, that is always there, without which you would have no existence whatsoever. So this is base awareness, the ground of being, pure formless awareness of perfect love, God, whatever you want to call it, your true awareness that remains no matter what illusions you've ever thought about, you've ever thought and felt It's really just covered this awareness over. That's the simple truth. So sanity and peace and happiness lie in just restoring your mind to this awareness, letting everything else go. And that's why we practice. So it is. Amen. So that brings us to the end of the meditation. So we will now go and have a look at the text, if you like. If you like to look at the text.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So go straight into that.
Is anybody else joining us?
I don't know. We'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
May he might join, but
We shall see.
I'll carry on, Sean.
Yeah.
All right. So today's text reading is called Light in the Dream. Share my screen again. Now, section 3 of chapter 18, called Light in the Dream. So 8 paragraphs, not that long, not that big a section.
Okay.
So I'm going to read paragraph 1. Nothing much to translate there. So to translate the light, and God will be pure formless awareness of perfect love. But other than that, darkness is limited awareness. So yeah, okay, let's go and translate it as we go, and some of it. So you want to read it? I have spent my
life in bringing truth to illusions.
Say that again. I who have spent my life.
Oh, I who have spent my life in bringing truth to illusion, reality to fantasy, have walked the way of dreams. For I have gone from waking to sleeping, and on till to a yet deeper sleep. Each dream has led to other dreams, and every fantasy that seemed to bring a light into the darkness, but made the darkness deeper.
Okay, so we're going to translate light as, remember what we translated as?
God?
No, God would be something we translate. It's pure formless awareness.
Oh, yeah.
And light is just that absolutely pure awareness. You bring pure formless awareness into the darkness is?
Limited awareness.
Yeah, hold on. The darkness, limited awareness. Because there's no physical light at all. You know, a lot of people sort of try and materialize and say, well, it's all about actually seeing light. But it's just it's a pointer. Light is a pointer to an awareness. It's beyond form, pure formless awareness, we call it. And that comes into the limited awareness that the ego is made. That the ego is just limited awareness. That's all it's made. That's all it is. Belief in separation creates limited awareness by definition, because it's not infinite anymore. And only made darkness deeper. There we go. We're just talking about it. There's John.
Oh,
To come to help you, Elaine. So.
Oh, excellent.
Hey, John. Hey, welcome. We were just wondering if you're going to join us. So,
Oh, hi, John. Hi, Elaine.
no.
Hi, welcome, John. Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed your holiday.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. Recovering from it.
Lots of walking and
Uh,
hiking.
Well, the pollen count was really high, and I
okay.
mean, the flowers were fantastic in Italy, but in the
Yeah.
Alps. But we all came down with kind of. I mean, I don't suffer from hay fever, but we all
Hay
came
fever.
down with coughs and runny noses and
Right.
headaches, and
Right. Because of
uh,
the pollen.
I think so. Yeah, and it's at altitude as well. So,
Yeah, altitude sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but we all, and there were other people doing the walk. There's a thing called the Tour Montparnasse. No, God, Tour Mont Walk, and it's several people were suffering from the same thing. They'd been doing there for a few days.
Hmm.
They were coming down with this coughs and splutterings and runny noses and
Hmm.
Sounds like were you right up in the hills on the mountains?
well, we were about 2,000 meters, 2,500 meters most of the time. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's so it could be altitude sickness because you get that here in the Mount Tatey. You get
Oh dear.
yeah, they can feel quite heady and nauseous and snuff. Yeah, dizzy. Not you.
Yeah.
I've got
Quite high.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're back.
Yeah. We're back. Back in the saddle doing some text. So here we
Yeah.
are.
Well,
Welcome.
yeah. Welcome back, John.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just wondering if you're gonna. It's always good to have some reinforcements when you're doing the text.
Yeah.
I think Elaine is like, "Oh, is anyone else joining us?" And I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Possibly. You never know. I'm not clairvoyant, unfortunately, so I don't know exactly. But your timing is good as always. We just started the text,
Yeah.
so.
Nice to have
So
you back.
we just start again. Yeah, let's just start the text again, shall we? So we're doing section 3 of chapter 18. If you want to follow along in your I know you like to read
Yeah.
along. So section called light in the dream. And it's 8 paragraphs. So we can just start again if you like. Maybe we should do that because we're up to there. So okay. And, yeah, so I'll share my screen again. And I'll let's just give it another. We'll start again from scratch, yeah? Because we only did a couple of sentences. So give me a moment to do that. All right, so yeah, you're seeing the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's secure that. We'll start again. So Okay, so this is paragraph 1 of section 3 of chapter 18, called Light in the Dream. Then you want to start again. I have spent my life bringing truth to illusion.
I who have spent my life in bringing truth to illusion and reality to fantasy have walked the way of dreams. For I have gone from waking to sleeping and on to a yet deeper sleep. Each dream has led to other dreams, and every fantasy that seemed to bring pure formless awareness into the limited awareness only made the darkness deeper. My goal was limited awareness. Yeah. You want limited awareness for all of the darkness.
Yeah.
And the limited awareness deeper. My goal was limited awareness in which no ray of light could enter.
No ray of light. Okay, so light is
Pure formless awareness.
formless awareness. So no ray, no glimpse, maybe. No glimpse of pure formless awareness could enter.
Isn't that first sentence a bit curious?
No?
I who have spent, isn't the first sentence a bit curious? I who have spent my life in bringing truth to illusion and reality to fantasy have walked the way of dreams. I mean, it would be more appropriate if you were saying, I who have spent my life in bringing illusion to truth and fantasy to reality.
No, what he means there is he's saying, I'm bringing truth. I'm trying to make the illusion true. That's what he's saying. So maybe what we should say there, because it's obviously confusing. I spend my life in trying to make illusion true. That's what he means.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we'll translate it. Is that clearer?
Yeah, it is.
To make illusion true and
yeah,
fantasy real.
Yeah. That makes it completely changes it.
Have followed the way of dreams.
Yeah.
Have been have been dreaming, been living in a dream world, as Morpheus said to Neo. You've been living in a dream world, Neo, and it's time to wake up because you have no idea what you're doing in the dream world. You're trying to make all your illusions true and the fantasy real.
Can we just see the original? Yeah. You who have spent your life in, okay.
Yeah. So he's addressing us.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you try to do. And
yeah, okay.
I who spend my life trying to make illusion true and fantasy real have been dreaming. I've gone from waking to sleeping and on into a still deeper sleep. So he's talking about, yes, we have the cycle of waking and sleeping. But then actually we just fast asleep, really. on into a still deeper sleep, into a still. I think we'll keep the sleep analogy here, waking.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Waking to sleeping on into a still deeper sleep. Each dream has led to other dreams. Want to carry on, Elaine? Each dream has led to other dreams and every fantasy. Right, Elaine, are you still there?
Sorry, yes, I'm talking with it muted. Yeah, right, sorry. Each dream has led to other dreams, and every fantasy that seemed to bring pure formless awareness into the limited awareness only made the limited awareness stronger. My goal was limited awareness in which no glimpse of pure formless awareness could enter. And I sought a blackness so complete that I could hide from truth forever in complete insanity. What I forgot was simply that pure formless awareness of perfect. Oh, I just need that up a little bit.
Hang on, it's just, and I sought to blackness so complete. So what he's saying, I sought to block out truth so completely. That's what it means. I sought to block out truth so completely that I could hide from it forever in complete insanity.
What I forgot was simply that pure formless awareness of perfect love cannot destroy itself. The light in me, pure formless awareness, is in me.
Formless awareness is in me.
Limited awareness can cover it, but cannot put it out.
Cover it, cannot, put it out. Let's say you talk about light, but cannot destroy it. Maybe pure formless awareness, but cannot destroy it. Okay. I want to just read that from the top, make sure we got the translations correct, and then give us a little summary of that.
I, who have spent my life trying to make illusions true and fantasy real, have been dreaming, for I have gone from waking to sleeping and on into a still deeper sleep. Each dream has led to other dreams. Every fantasy that seemed to bring pure formless awareness into the limited awareness only made the limited awareness stronger. My goal was limited awareness in which no glimpse of pure formless awareness could enter, and I sought to block out truth so completely that I could hide from it forever in complete insanity. What I forgot was simply that pure formless awareness of perfect love cannot destroy itself. Pure formless awareness is in me. Limited awareness can cover it, but cannot destroy it.
So this is, he's talking about the veil of illusion here. That's why it's called the veil, because it covers it over, but it can't destroy it. It remains there. It's just covered over. It's like you've covered over a masterpiece painting with sort of a heavy, thick layer, and it just looks just like a wall or something. And then you've got to remove that heavy gunk to reveal the masterpiece. It's still there. It's underneath the gunk, but you can't see it. And that's why it's called the veil of a veil, because it's like a veil that covers the truth, that covers the light. It cannot destroy it. So the truth remains, the picture remains, but it's obscured by all the gunk we've used to cover it over. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? What's he saying here in this paragraph in summary?
Well, we've spent our lives being in the illusion and fantasy, and we've just been in a dream, and we've just gone from the waking to sleeping, just even deeper and deeper. And dreams lead to dreams, and it just goes round and round. And it's all being covered up by this limited awareness, and we're allowing it to get stronger and stronger. Our goal is limited awareness, and we're just not giving a chance to even get a glimpse at this true, pure, formless awareness that we are. It's all blocked. Yeah.
You say we've been trying to do this. We're covering over this true awareness, pure formless awareness, for a long, long time, trying to block it out and make our limited awareness true. But fortunately, the truth can't be destroyed. So it remains there, just waiting for us to remove the covers. We must take away the veil that's covering over the truth. Hence, the forgiveness or letting go is what removes that veil of illusion over your mind, and you start perceiving the truth correctly. That's always been there, been covered over. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah, it's
simple.
good. Yeah.
He's just telling us what he's told us again in another way. What I would say is, when I had my mystic experience, and I went into this pure formless awareness for a while. It wasn't very long, but I came back, and immediately the Holy Spirit, interpreted the experience for me and told me that yes, the world is just the covering over. It's a justification. It came to him as the world is a justification for all the negative thoughts and emotions I've ever had. So the projection of all of the idea of separation then creates a justification for more, negative thoughts and emotions to arise. And that's the veil of illusion. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's the veil. Okay. It just something really just made sense to me. The whole thing is the veil, my thoughts and emotions, and then the outside world that seems to trigger them. It's all part of this veil of illusion that the ego is woven, a web of deceit. As Shakespeare says, what tangled webs we weave when first we practice to deceive, because we deceived ourselves. And so we weave this tangled web of projection and perception, and now that's covered over the truth of our pure formless awareness, which in that moment I just experienced. I was like, oh, that was just I can't really put words to it. It was amazing, incredible. Those words don't even come close to the experience of it. And then we covered that over with all this rubbish, crazy thoughts and ideas. And the world just justifies the rubbish. And that's all that's going on here in the illusion. It's just limited awareness. The idea of separation, which is limited awareness, projected out, perceived as real, now justifies more of those thoughts and emotions. And those thoughts and emotions cover over that awareness. That's always there, but now is obscured by all the other thoughts and emotions that cover it over. So the ego's only intention in creating the illusory world was to provide a justification for those thoughts and emotions, which it seems to exist in. And that, so you start seeing it's all part of the veil of illusions designed to cover over the light or pure formless awareness with limited awareness. And he's saying this is something we've got very good at. We've been practicing this covering over for a long, long time, not just in this lifetime, but every lifetime. We come here, to cover over the truth and to confuse ourselves. to believe in something else, an illusion of reality. That's why we're born. That's why we come here. That's why we come again over and over. Why reincarnation keeps happening, because we still want to deceive ourselves. And he has to just tell us straight exactly what we're doing here. Okay, you've been dreaming, and you've got to stop. You've got to stop wanting to keep dreaming, because this dream isn't helping you. You must want to awaken and ask for the light of your true awareness to start dawning on you, and that's when true awakening happens. Okay, so that is number one. Number two, there's not much to translate. We'll translate as we go, just changing the light into pure formless awareness, darkness into limited awareness. You want to read that first, John? John, you with us?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Can read an alternative as the light, or
as the light comes nearer.
So as pure formless awareness comes nearer.
As pure formless awareness comes nearer, I will rush to darkness.
And darkness is?
Limited awareness. As pure formless awareness comes nearer, I will rush to limited awareness, shrinking from the truth, sometimes retreating to the lesser forms of fear, and sometimes to stark terror. I don't know what the lesser forms of fear are in comparison to stark terror, but
okay, so we can explore that. Shrinking from the truth, sometimes retreating to the lesser forms of fear, sometimes to stark terror. So a lesser form of fear might be a minor anxiety. Okay, worried about some issue. I'm worried about the general state of the world. Worried about the government not doing what they, whatever. Stark terror would be like a panic attack. Oh my God, I just can't handle it. I'm totally freaking out. It's too much. So it's a range, whatever, but it's all the same. Fear is all the same. It's all illusory. So ultimately, it's trying to help us to see that it's all false. Whether you're just anxious about the economy, or you're in a panic attack because everything's just too overwhelming. It's the same. It's the same delusion, which is fear. That's all of that is just a block to the awareness of truth, which is pure formless awareness. All of it is designed for one thing and one thing over, to cover over that awareness. So when you have that realization, it's pretty transformational, because you go, well, that's what the world is about. I'm not confused anymore. All of the rubbish that goes on, that we see it in the world. You look at various dysfunctions and stuff that happens here that doesn't really make any sense. Suddenly it makes sense. You go, well, I understand. It's not meant to make sense. It's just to cover over the truth. That's all it's designed to do. So let me not try and make sense of what's just designed to cover over the only thing that does make sense. Let me just look beyond it. None of this is true. And that's the only way you're ever going to wake up from the dream. If you keep trying to make sense of what covers over the pure formless awareness, and trying to make some kind of rational sense of it and think that it's real, and you never find the truth. You have to be willing to see that it's all just a cover over pure formless awareness, and I don't want any of it. I'm willing to lift the cover, let go of the veil of illusion entirely, to reveal the truth of my pure formless awareness, which has always been there. Okay, happy to go to number 2 then.
Yeah, which is what you were just saying, really.
Hmm.
But I will advance because my goal is the advance from fear to truth. The goal I accepted is the goal of knowledge, for which I signified my willingness. Fear seems to live in darkness, and when I am afraid, I have stepped back.
Okay, so darkness is limited
Yeah.
awareness. So we don't want to. How does the ego maintain itself? We don't want to know the full truth. It maintains a belief in this very limited self, a very limited worldview based on a separate self. And we see that in the common thought system of people. Egoic beliefs: oh, something's happening outside of me, it's not good, I feel fearful, I feel anxious, I believe the world's real. Most people do, and they live in that limited awareness or darkness. And it's scary. The light seems to be scary now, because this is the world that we've grown to know and become accustomed to. So saying, well, this is just how it is. It gives me some sense of an existence as a separate self. So I cling to that instead of being willing to question the whole construct and say, it's all false. Well, thank God for that. I don't have to be bound by any of this. I can let it all go. But the ego gets very worried then, because that's the end of it. There's no more separate self.
Number 4, it says fear seems to live in limited awareness. I mean, fear lives in limited awareness.
Yeah, but it's all seeming, because it doesn't really exist. That's why he's saying seeming.
Okay.
It seems to live here. So let's just go back to our famous diagram. We look at descent into hell again, and what we've got to get our minds around is that once the idea of separation has been thought and believed in, then everything in the descent into hell, everything in the red boxes and the arrows, is now illusion. It's a seeming reality. It's a false reality. So fear seems to be real. It seems to live now in this limited awareness of separation. And we seem to now have this, the feelings of fear, and we seem to be living in this very limited awareness, and it's not a happy reality, but it's all seeming, right? It's an illusory construct of the mind. We've gone into an idea of separation, we've believed in it, and we've gone down a rabbit hole with all these ideas into really a totally fantastic state, and an illusory state where we really believe that we are helpless, enervated little people living this little life of limitation, lack, loneliness, and suffering before we die, and inevitably are going to die. We really believe that. But all of it is seeming. None of it's true at all. So any fear experienced in this limited awareness, the limited awareness is the whole thought system of the ego, you see? So the darkness is this red stuff. Anything that seems to happen within that is not true, because the idea behind it is not true. It's all based on just a false idea, tiny mad idea. So the Course is saying we'll reverse all of this, see it for what it is. It's just a veil of illusion. Any fear that you experience within this construct is false, because the idea of separation is false. And you realize that at a high level, then you can go back to your true awareness, pure formless awareness, of perfect love. And you're completely outside of the system, and any seeming illusions just disappear. They're no longer there for you. They're no longer there in your mind. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's why he uses the seeming to remind us, okay, you're in an illusion here. So what seems to be reality isn't really reality, but it seems to be to you. It seems to be very convincing, because that's what we've done to ourselves. We've had to try and convince ourselves this seeming reality of this illusion in order to cover over the truth, because we've got frightened of the truth, and we believe the illusion is true and is more valuable. We've chosen the illusion over the truth, and then we've tried to make that illusion true. That's what he's saying in paragraph 1. We've done our best to convince ourselves that this illusion is true. And the living in a dream world is now reality, rather than fantasy and illusory.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so happy with number 4.
Yeah.
When I'm afraid, I have stepped back. So I've stepped back. When I'm afraid, I've stepped back into limited awareness. That's what he's saying. So fear, when he says fear, it's really just a high-level description of this entire thought system. The way he's using fear is that if I fear, then I must be believing in separation and everything that it entails. So fear, love versus fear, it entails individuality, guilt, sin, false expectations of punishment appearing real, projection of guilt outwards, into accusation, blame, attack. All of that is fear. And that fear is just the cover over pure formless awareness, which we've chosen to believe in instead of pure formless awareness. Okay? So carry on to read number 5.
Let us then join quickly in an instant of light. So let us then join quickly in an instant of pure formless awareness, and it will be enough to remind me that my goal is pure formless awareness.
He's talking again about the holy instant. We've spent quite a bit of time on that. In the now, in a moment. So saying, in a moment, you experience this awareness, and it will be enough to remind me that my goal is pure formless awareness. And I've had this experience. In that moment, the holy instant, as he calls it, you suddenly realize, that this is all the truth is, and you know that this awareness that you experienced in that moment is the only goal. That's the only purpose for your life, is to restore your mind to that awareness permanently, because it was so beautiful. What else could you want? There's nothing else you choose over and above that. And so the world of form and all the illusions it contains just fades away. It's not interesting to you. So you've experienced pure formless awareness. Absolute bliss of being is eternal, infinite, in this eternal, infinite state. You get a glimpse of that. So that would be called a revelatory experience, revelation. It undoes the whole ego. It will be enough to remind me that my goal is pure formless awareness. So it reinforces that while I'm here, I've got one purpose, one goal, one mission, and I'm following it, moment by moment by moment, day by day. Okay, goal is pure formless awareness. You want to summarize that?
So he's saying that as the light comes to us, as our awareness, as pure formless awareness comes closer to us, we retreat in fear from it. And well, we retreat into, we hide from it, but we can't hide from it, and we can't do away with it, because it is part of our being, and it will always be so. So we may as well accept it and and go with it.
Yeah. In one moment, in the holy instant he talks about, in that moment, when you have that glimpse. And I recall mine, it was so extraordinary. I was like, I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And it reminded me, okay, this is all it is. This is the only goal. This is why you're here, is to experience this again and to make that experience permanent and eternal. Because there's something so beautiful there, so pristine and pure and holy that everything else is just shabby by comparison. I cried because it was just so sad that I realized I had covered over this absolutely pure, pristine awareness with all the shit of this world, all the stuff that I'd invented. And you just go, why would you? That's just insane. Why would you do that? When you've got this pristine, pure awareness and it's perfect, absolutely perfect, everything's perfect there, nothing can ever go wrong. Why would you want to deny that? It just doesn't make any sense at all. So, he's just asking us telling us that this is the case and to accept it, to recognize it. And you'll truly know this, you keep practicing this, because when you have a kind of mystic experience like that, then it was like the theory that I'd studied for so many years just suddenly all made sense. It was like it just dropped in. I was like, yeah, this is the only goal of my life. This is the only purpose. There's really nothing else. And so let me dedicate my life to this, the only worthy purpose for our lives is finding this pure formless awareness, we call it, of perfect love, and living in that state as much as possible. And ultimately, going back to that, going home, to remain in that state forever, for eternally, with no trace of the ego. That's the only purpose. Just reiterating that, and inviting us to, consciously let go of all the blocks and invite this presence of pure formless awareness into our lives. Will be enough to remind me that my goal is pure, formless awareness of perfect love. So that awareness is my only goal. It's so simple, nothing external to me, just that awareness. Okay, so up here is number 2. Elaine, if you can read number 3. Truth has rushed to meet me since I called upon it.
Truth has rushed to meet me since I called upon it. If I knew who walks beside me on the way that I have chosen, fear would be impossible. I do not know, because the journey into limited awareness has been long and cruel, and I have gone deep into it. The little flicker of my eyelids, closed so long, has not yet been sufficient to give me confidence in myself, so long despised. I go toward love, still hating it, and terribly afraid of its judgment upon me. And I do not realize that I am not afraid of love, but only of what I have made of it. I am advancing to love's meaning and away from all illusions in which I have surrounded it. When I retreat to the illusions, my fear increases, for there is little doubt that what I think it means is fearful, yet what it is that to me, who travel surely and very swiftly away from fear.
Okay, so when I retreat to the illusion, my fear increases. No doubt the way I think it means is fearful. What is that to me? You travel surely and very swiftly away from fear. Yeah. Okay, so what's he saying here? Summary.
Well, truth has rushed to meet me since I called upon it. So truth will come to you if you call upon it. And if we only just knew who was beside us, then fear would be impossible. And go forward to the love. But we're still hating it and terribly afraid of it. And it's all, yeah. It's all an illusion, yeah. The more we retreat to this illusion, the more the fear increases.
So how would a retreat to the illusion look?
This, the descent into hell, yeah.
Well, so what we often do is we start valuing form. A retreat to illusion would be, let's say I've got sickness, maybe I get cancer, for example, right? So retreat to illusion. Oh God, no, this is terribly serious. Now I'm identifying myself as a body, and I've got to seek some body remedy. So I've got to go to a doctor, and I've got to get regular treatment because this is serious. And all of that is a retreat into an illusory thought system, away from the truth. That's one example. We do it in smaller ways as well. So whenever you start judging, you start attacking, start getting irritated by little things, and not letting it go, then you're retreating into the illusion, and that will increase your fear, because you're confirming that you are separate from God, that you have therefore sinned, and that punishment is real and justified. And that's going to increase your fear, which you can't handle any of that. So then you've got to project it out, and you've got to seek to offload the guilt and the fear onto someone else. And that is what accusation, blame, and attack do. And so then you're living in this hellish world of attack, be attacked or attack and defense. And this seems to have taken the place of reality. And it's all just a delusion. It comes from one tiny mad idea, believed, that is not true. And saying, but all of this is illusion. What is that to me, who travel surely and very swiftly away from fear? So if you're aiming to climb the ladder, you look at these illusions, you look at your fear, but you remind yourself that none of this is true. The Holy Spirit reminds you that none of it is true. There is a deeper truth. And that you can undo this whole thing, this entire dream world of the ego. Okay, so happy with number 3. Any other thoughts on that? Comments, questions?
No, it's very clear.
John, good with number 3?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so if you can read number 4 for us. Introduce and translate.
Just go straight to the alternative.
Yeah, there's a bit of translation in the middle here, so you might want to read the original there. But I who hold my companion's hand.
I who hold my companion's hand also hold pure formless awareness of perfect love's hand. But when we joined each other, we were not alone.
Yeah, what do you think? Translated, the original is you hold your brother's hand, also hold mine. But what he's talking about, mine, is then Yeshua's. So we could also hold Yeshua's, but I preferred perfect love's. What do you think? I think that's more powerful. or do you think Yeshua is the personalization of Yeshua holding your hand is sort of works for some people?
I
What
think
do you
that
feel?
I think that works better for me. Gestures. Yes,
Yeshua's
gestures. Yeah.
Nain, what do you feel?
Yes, I like Yeshua.
Okay. When we join each other and we're not alone. So a lot of people find there's a lot of comfort in, okay, there's this figure called Jesus or Yeshua, whatever they call him, and that he's with you. He's on the journey with you, and you can hold hands. Because he was human, although he's not human now. That human form and identity still are comforting to some people. They're not the ultimate truth of what he is. He's really just pure formless awareness. He's the higher self, the true self that's speaking to us from outside of the dream. But he was the man who did it. So there's still that potential comfort from that. Yes, there's a man in the illusion who did escape and awoke fully and can help us do that. Okay, so I'm going to carry on number 2.
Do I actually can I let me read the original first.
Original. Fine, yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe that I would leave you in the darkness that you agreed to leave with me? Do I believe that pure formless awareness of perfect love would leave me in the darkness that I agreed to leave with it? Okay, that's all right.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to keep Yeshua. Maybe we should just.
Yeah, we need Yeshua. Yeah.
I believe that
I believe that Yeshua
would leave me in the darkness that I agreed to leave him.
With him. Yeah.
So there's a sort of personalized. Okay, he's the way shower. He escaped from the darkness or limited awareness. Just need to translate that. And he hasn't forsaken us. I think a lot of people find that quite comforting. He's never really left. He's never gone away. He's always been there. The second coming is just our acceptance of that. It's our awareness of the Christ being the true self that has always been there, and it now comes into our awareness again. It's never gone away. So, Yeshua, the second coming of Christ, is that awakening to the true self in your own mind. And that happens for different people at different times. But it seems to be happening more, because of this teaching, Course in Miracles, and other teachings. But this is one of the primary drivers, I think, of this awakening that's happening, because suddenly the truth is here. It's been explicitly, unambiguously stated and communicated in this course. Whereas before, there wasn't a document like this. There wasn't anything, in my view, that is as clear and as unambiguous. He's so clear in his language. He's telling us this is what it is. It's truth or illusion. He's giving us a whole expose of the ego's thought system, teaching us the non-dual truth, and then giving us workbook lessons to help us practice it. So it's a very comprehensive mind training course in learning the truth, and it's the first lifetime we've had it. So he hasn't abandoned us. It's just taken a long time, seemingly 2,000 years, to produce this book. Quite extraordinary. So 2,000 years in the making. But at Yeshua's level, 2,000 years isn't really 2,000 years. It doesn't feel like it because he's beyond time. So actually, it might just be an instant.
Well, number 3, in your relationship, is this world's light? In our relationship, is this world's light?
Yeah, light is
formless awareness in our relationship is
And then
in
maybe we'll say,
our
well,
relationship.
make it true awareness, maybe would be better than pure formless. Is this world's true awareness? So he's saying you can find this awareness in our relationship.
Yeah.
In your relationship is this world's light. So your relationship, he's talking about your special relationships, presumably. In our relationship, in my relationship,
Isn't it our relationship with Yeshua?
no, because he said in your relationship.
Oh, in our, yeah,
He
okay.
meant in our, you would have said in our relationship, and if
Yeah.
you'd meant him.
Yeah.
In my relationship, he's referring to the special relationship.
With the brother. Yeah.
Yeah, in my
Yeah.
relationship with my brother, in my relationship with my companions is this world's true awareness. So it's a big focus of the course. He's saying through relationship we find our true awareness. That's one of the key teachings of this course. He's saying this is actually the quickest way. Rather than sitting meditating on your own for hours and hours, actually just relate to your companions, a lot of whom would be classed as special relationships initially, in this unconditionally loving way. And that is the quickest way of escaping from the ego, because you're undoing it in the hardest domain. If they special relationships, there will be grievances, there will be past upsets and dramas, and now you have to overlook all those and just go to the truth.
Yeah. Number 4.
Quickest way. Yeah.
And fear must disappear before me now. Yep. Okay. 5. Be tempted not to snatch away the gift of faith I offered to my companion.
Yeah. Fear must disappear before me. I'm just going to change that around.
Fear before me.
I'm tempted. I'm not tempted.
I am not tempted to snatch away the gift of faith I offered to my companion.
Yeah. So often we might have a little bit of faith in someone, and then we snatch it away. We go, oh well, you messed up again, so I'm going to take it away. That's what he means. But actually, you need to have a deep, long-term faith, because they are pure forms of awareness of perfect love, exactly as you are. That's the truth of them.
Yeah.
Having faith in that truth rather than in illusions of what they believe they are and any temporary coverings over of that truth.
Number 6. I will succeed only in frightening myself. Yeah. The gift is given forever. The pure formless awareness of perfect love itself received it.
Yeah, so translations, for God himself received it. Gift is given forever, for God himself received the gift.
That's a bit dualistic, isn't it? I mean, God wouldn't receive something.
No, you've accepted God. Yeah. So the gift, well, really, we are that awareness. So, but we can change it if you like. To the gift is given forever, for pure formless awareness of perfect love itself received it. Maybe we could say like, pure formless awareness of perfect love.
But was always it? Or
Yeah, received pure formless awareness, maybe received it through me. Pure formless awareness of perfect love, received it. I mean, or we could just change it for pure formless awareness of perfect love. It is a departure from what he's saying, but let me just change it if it makes more sense. Gives eternally.
yeah, that's nice. Like
Pure
that.
formless awareness of perfect love can only
Yeah,
give eternally. Okay?
yeah.
And that's why it's given forever. He's saying for it received it. Well, it's the giver. So again, as you say, it's kind of, well, how can it receive it and give it? That creates a duality that's not there.
Yeah,
It simply is.
yeah.
And its source radiates its perfect love forever, without any sense of loss. There's no, sense of I've given so much now I'm going to stop giving. It just gives forever. It shines forever.
Number 8, I cannot take it back. I have accepted pure formless awareness of perfect love. The holiness of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness. I do not understand what I accepted.
I just pause there. Holiness. Remember what we translate holiness as?
Hmm. No, I can't remember.
So it's the, I think in this case, purity would be good. Holiness is pure formless awareness or innocence or purity. So the purity of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or the innocence, purity or innocence. Either one could work. Which do you prefer, purity or innocence? Purity of our
I
relationship.
quite like innocence, actually.
Elaine? So, what's your thought?
Yeah, innocence.
I do not understand what I accepted, but remember that my understanding is not necessary. All that was necessary was merely the wish to understand. That wish was the desire to be innocent. The will of pure formless awareness of perfect love is granted me. For I desire the only thing I ever had or ever were. Yeah.
Which was the desire to be innocent. Okay, so that's innocent was a good choice because it relates to the innocent. Only the desire to be holy. Okay, I'll retranslate that. Only the desire to be holy. Only the desire to be. Translate that as wholly aware. Or innocent. Should we keep it as innocent? Desire to be wholly innocent, maybe you can say. Okay, so pure formless awareness is, so the will of God is granted you. Pure formless awareness of perfect love is given to me. For I desire the only thing I ever had or ever ever were. Ever was, surely. I think that should be was. It's grammatical. I desire the only thing I ever had. Only thing I've ever had. I've ever truly had or ever was. Yeah, you want to read that from the top, I think. That would benefit. Make sure you're happy.
I who hold my companion's hand also hold Jeshua's hand. But when we joined each other, we were not alone. Do I believe that Yeshua would leave me in the limited awareness that I agreed to leave with him? In my relationship with my companion, in my relationship with my companions, is this world's true awareness. And now fear must disappear before me. I am not tempted to snatch away the gift of faith I offered to my companion. I will succeed only in frightening myself. The gift is given forever. The pure formless awareness of perfect love can only give eternally. I cannot take it back. I have accepted pure formless awareness of perfect love. The innocence of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness. I do not understand what I accepted, but remember that my understanding is not necessary. All that was necessary was merely the wish to understand. That wish was the desire to be wholly innocent. Pure formless awareness of perfect love is given to me. For I desire the only thing I have ever truly had or ever was.
Okay, so what's he saying there?
So he's saying here that along with, by saying that through my love of my companion, my brothers, I can reaffirm my own connection with pure formless awareness with the help of Yeshua.
Yeah. And in the relationship, we come to know the truth of who we are. We come to know the truth of this awareness, right? This will of God, pure formless awareness of perfect love, is given to me, and I can experience it through in and through my relationship with anyone. And then I have the wish to understand. I don't fully understand. Do not understand what I accepted, but remember, my understanding is not necessary. All was necessary was merely the wish to understand. I don't fully understand, but I have a wish to understand. I wish to know the truth. It's the only thing I've ever truly had or ever was. So I desire to go back to the only certainty, the only truth that I've ever had or I ever was, and depart from all illusions. This is why this is the end game. This course is the end of the ego's game that's been playing in your mind for a long, long time. Saying, okay, I've had enough. You know, in this life, I will return to my source. I'm not going to play in the illusion any longer. Okay. Any other thoughts on number 4? Questions, comments?
It's good for me.
Yeah.
Okay, happy to move on. So, Elaine, each
instant
moment.
that we spend together, each instant that we spend together will teach me that this goal is possible and will strengthen my desire to reach it. And in my desire lies its accomplishment. My desire is now in complete accord with all the power of remembrance of perfect love's will. No little faltering
So let's
footsteps.
just pause it there. So will translate as awareness. Power, the remembrance of perfect loves, and the Holy Spirit's will. So the Holy Spirit's awareness. Complete accord with all the power. The remembrance of perfect loves. Awareness. Okay, carry on. No little faltering footsteps.
No little faltering footsteps that I may take can separate my desire from its will and from its strength.
So will is awareness.
Yeah. I hold pure formless awareness of perfect love's hand as surely as I agreed to take my companions. I will not separate, for it stands with me and walks with me in my advance to truth. And where we go, we carry pure formless awareness of perfect love with us.
I hold your hand as surely as you agreed to take your brothers. Okay, so what he's saying. So I'll just go back to that. So Yeshua. Yeshua holds my hand as surely as I agreed to take my companions, and we will not separate. I stand with you. Okay, so we will not separate, or he stands with me. And walks with me in my advance to truth. Okay, you want to finish?
And where we go, we carry pure formless awareness of perfect love with us.
Oh, so reminiscent of, I think it's lesson 30. God goes with me wherever I go. Pure formless awareness of perfect love goes with me wherever I go. It's lesson 29, actually, because it's in my mind. Lesson 30 is because it's in my mind, he adds it. It goes with me because it's my own awareness, obviously. How can you not be in your own awareness? It's obviously going with you, but the ego has convinced us that it's not going with us, that it's going with us, because it's covered over this pure formless awareness with a load of rubbish. And now the ego seems to go with us. It's seemingly hijacked our mind and is now governing our thoughts, words, and actions. Where we go. So wherever we go might be better. So wherever we go, pure form we carry, pure formless awareness of perfect love with us. So we carry God with us. We take maybe wherever we go, we take pure formless awareness of perfect love with us. Okay, so read it from the top again. Just make sure you're happy with that translation, then summarize it for us.
Each moment that we spend together will teach me that this goal is possible and will strengthen my desire to reach it. And in my desire lies its accomplishment. My desire is now in complete accord with all the power of the remembrance of perfect love's awareness. No little faltering footsteps that I may take can separate my desire from its awareness and its strength. Yeshua holds my hand as surely as I agreed to take my companions. We will not separate, for he stands with me and walks with me in my advance to truth. And whenever we go, we take pure formless awareness, perfect love with us.
Okay, so what's he saying there? Marie?
Well, we all stand together in this pure formless awareness, and in our desires, this will be accomplished. So no faltering footsteps may take and separate my desire from it. So, and with Yeshua's help, he stands with us and walks with us in the advancement to truth. And so wherever we go, we take pure formless awareness of perfect love with us.
Wherever I go, it's one of the most powerful lessons. God goes with me wherever I go. Stating the obvious, this awareness, I cannot be without it. It's my own fundamental awareness, but we've denied it. We've obscured that simple truth. It goes with us wherever we go because we could not exist without it. So it's with us always, and it's in our own minds. So it can never be taken away. Just obscured by the ego's nonsense. So to recognize that nonsense for what it is and let it go. Okay. Any other thoughts, comments, questions on number 5?
No, that's very clear.
Okay. So number 6. I want to read the original, John. There's quite a lot of.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hang on. I've switched them around. Put that one on top. And so that's the top one is the original. And then the bottom one in grey is translated version. And I think, yeah, I'll read, there's quite a bit to translate here. So you want to read it in the original and then the alternative.
In your relationship, you have joined with me in bringing heaven to the Son of God who hid in darkness. So, in my relationship, I have joined with pure. When it says in your relationship, doesn't that mean our relationship with our companion?
Yeah. So maybe we should just clarify. In my relationship with my companions.
In my relationship with my companions, I have joined with pure formless awareness of perfect love in bringing the state of pure formless awareness to the extension of pure formless awareness of perfect love who hid in limited awareness.
Too much going on there, so I need to change that. I
Yeah.
joined with me, so he's talking about him with Yeshua. I joined with Yeshua in bringing, so heaven is the state of pure formless awareness, to the Son, which is the extension
bringing the
of God, which is perfect love, extension of perfect love,
in bringing heaven to the
who hid limited,
who hid in limited awareness. Yeah. Number 2, you have been willing to bring the darkness to light, and this willingness has given strength to everyone who would remain in darkness. So I have been willing to bring the limited awareness to light. I have been willing to bring limited awareness to pure formless awareness. And this willingness has given strength to everyone who would remain in limited awareness.
everyone who wants to. Okay, so it's giving strength to everyone. Those who want to see will see. Those who want to perceive, maybe. Those who want to perceive truly will do so.
There's something not quite about sentence 2, isn't there? At the end of it. I have been willing to bring limited awareness to pure formless awareness, and this willingness has given strength to everyone who wants to, they want to leave. Oh,
Yeah, well, what he's saying, look at the original, who would remain in darkness. So when he says who would remain in darkness, it means that there's a choice.
you have
Everyone.
been
Oh,
willing-
okay. So maybe I get, yeah. Okay. So maybe saying to everyone who would remain in darkness otherwise, maybe. So do you think that's what he's saying?
That's a good thing. You have been willing to bring the darkness to light, and this willingness has given strength to everyone who would remain in darkness.
So when often when he says would, he means like wants to.
Yeah.
That they would remain. It means they choose to, they want to.
Yeah.
Who would remain, but he could mean who would remain in limited awareness.
I mean, I'm wanting to put otherwise at the end of it.
Otherwise, well, that's one interpretation of it.
Yeah.
The would, when he's saying to everyone who would remain in darkness, I think what he means is, that's the way I originally interpret it, is that they're choosing to remain in darkness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's but you know, we could reinterpret
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take that otherwise out then.
Who would, so who brings strength to everyone who
How about
has
who
chosen,
would,
maybe.
yeah, I was going to say
Would remain, who has chosen to remain.
everyone who chooses, who would have chosen, yeah, or chooses, yeah, limited.
Everyone who has chosen, so who would remain. So you know, we're giving them a chance maybe to change their mind, which is, you know, everyone who's human, everyone who comes into form has chosen limited awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But those who want to remain, who want to perceive truly, will do that. Those who would see will see. So you see, their would is that they choose, they want to, or they choose to.
Yeah.
And those who want to perceive truly will do that.
Perceive truly will do that, and they will join with me in carrying their light into the limited awareness.
And they will join with, they will join with me. Yeah, so they will join with Yeshua.
Yeah,
That's what it means. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite tricky when you try and personalizing the
Yeah.
text as well. And they will join with Yeshua in carrying their light. But not bad. I got the AI to do the translation, the original one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So it's done the replacements and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, it's sometimes you just got to do a bit of editing because
Yeah.
not quite. No doubt it'll get there. I actually did a response to someone on YouTube with it. I was like, okay, so give me a response in this, you know, to this and I just gave it the instructions, like with the Course in Miracles principles, and it was amazing. It even put emojis in the response. How's that? The AI gave emoji. I was like, okay, it's like human.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
amazing you can do. So and it takes seconds to do. It's quite extraordinary. And we'll join the Yeshua carrying their light into the limited awareness. And awareness and name is offered to the light and is removed forever. Yeah. So I will join with Yeshua carrying their
In carrying their awareness,
their pure
their
formless
pure formless awareness, then carrying their pure formless awareness into
darkness, light into the darkness. So that's into the limited awareness.
and they will join with Yeshua in carrying their pure formless awareness into the limited, into limited awareness. You don't take light into the darkness, though, do you? You take darkness into the light.
They will join with Yeshua in carrying their pure formless awareness into limited awareness. Well, this is what he's saying. He's saying, you bring the light or the pure formless awareness into limited awareness. But you know, practically speaking, to do that, the way to do that is to bring up the darkness, the limited awareness, and let it go. That's how it works. How do you bring light into darkness? Well, you let go of the darkness. That's how you do it. You know, that's the methodology, isn't it? Otherwise, how do you bring the light in? So you let go, and then the light comes in automatically when you let go.
We're doing number 4, aren't we? Sentence 4.
Yeah.
Can I just read the original again?
Yeah.
So, and they will join with me in carrying their light into the darkness. Oh, carrying their light into the darkness, yeah. When the darkness in them is offered to the light and is removed forever. Okay.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that the light gets carried into the darkness when the darkness in them is offered to the light.
Ah, yes. Okay.
When the limited awareness in them is offered to.
And they will join with Yeshua in carrying their pure formless awareness into limited awareness when the limited awareness in them is offered to the pure formless awareness and is removed forever.
I think we should just clarify. So there's a let go. When the limited awareness in them is let go.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Let go. To pure formless awareness is let go and replaced by. Because you know, the methodology is simple. If you let go of limited awareness, what remains is pure formless awareness. There's nothing else. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's how you bring the light into the darkness. You let go of your belief in it, and then what remains must be, pure formless awareness, the base that was always there but was obscured.
Yeah.
Placed by pure formless awareness, then we let go. Let go and replaced by pure formless awareness.
And is removed forever. Okay.
Oh, and so is removed forever.
My need for my companion joined with me.
Read the original. So
Yeah, my need for you. Oh,
that's Yeshua's need. He's saying my need. So Yeshua's need.
Yeshua's need for me.
Oh, this is my need for you. Joined with me. So Yeshua's need for. Yeshua's need for me joined with Yeshua. In the holy light of your relationship. And the innocent awareness of knowing Yeshua. Yeshua's need for me. Joined with me in the holy light of your relationship. Joined with Yeshua in the innocent awareness. And then maybe the whole awareness, and the whole awareness of my innocent relationship. Here's my need for awakening. Here's my need for salvation. Is your need for salvation. My need for awakening.
Would I not give my companion what I gave to pure formless awareness of perfect love?
Original. Would I not give you what you gave to me? Okay. Would
Yeshua not give? Would I not give you what you gave me?
Yeshua not give me?
Give me.
Not give me. Me what I gave to him. Would Yeshua not give me
What I gave to my companion.
no, what I gave? Would Yeshua not give me what I gave? You gave to me, so what I gave to him. Yeshua not give me what I gave to him, what I gave him.
Yeah. But when we joined, we answered pure formless awareness of perfect love. For when
You joined your brother, so for when
brother
when I joined.
answered me.
Remember, the AI did this, so
Yeah,
it's tricky. It doesn't even understand what, it's Yeshua speaking. So
no,
for when I
I
joined,
joined
my companion,
my companion.
I answered.
You answered me. I
answered Yeshua.
sure.
It's kind of saying our relationship is our prayer. It's our answer to his call. He's calling us out of the dream back to pure formless awareness of perfect love, and in our holy relationship that's given to the single purpose of awakening, then we're answering the call. We're saying, yes, I'm up for it, and I'm willing to listen and go the way he's showing me, together with my companion. It's very pertinent, actually, because I had a nice weekend with my family, so it was quite healing. And so when you do that, then you're answering his call to awaken to the truth, and that's why it feels good. Okay, so you want to read? I think this definitely needs another read from the top. Just make sure.
Yeah. In my relationship with companions, I have joined with Yeshua in bringing the state of pure formless awareness to the extension of perfect love, who hid in limited awareness. I have been willing to bring limited awareness to pure formless awareness, and this willingness has given strength to everyone who has chosen to remain in limited awareness. But those who want to perceive truly will do that. And they will join with Yeshua in carrying their pure formless awareness into limited awareness, when the limited awareness in them is let go and replaced by pure formless awareness. And so is removed forever.
It's a bit
Yes.
clumsy. You can say, let go, placed by pure formless awareness, and removed forever.
Yeshua's need for me, joined with Yeshua in the whole awareness of my innocent relationship, is my need for awakening.
Yeshua's need for me, joined with him in the whole awareness of my innocent relationship, is my need for awakening. Make sure. So my need for you, Yeshua's need for me, joined with me, joined with Yeshua, joined with him, the need for me, joined with him in the whole awareness of my innocent relationship. Is my need for awakening. So he's entering with us into our relationships.
Yeah.
And guiding that relationship is quite a nice thought. And he's like your wise counselor in the relationship to help you to stay on the right track.
The things would Yeshua not give me what I gave him? For when I joined my companion, I answered Yeshua.
I answered him. Just making him. Okay, so what's he?
It's saying that whenever we are truly aligned with our companions, he is with us and helping us and our companions to move through the darkness into the light.
Yeah, and in the relationship we learn. Speaking of darkness, I think I better just switch on some light.
Yeah.
Rather gloomy. Yeah. We have light. All right, so happy with number 6.
I'm good with that.
2 more to go. Micheline. Number 7, Elaine.
I am now the bringer of awakening, have the function of bringing light to darkness.
Yeah,
Pure
so
formless awareness.
who am you missed out the who. I who am now
Oh, yeah, yeah.
awakening. Have the function of bringing.
I who am now the bringer of awakening, have the function of bringing pure formless awareness to limited awareness.
Yeah.
Limited awareness. The limited awareness in me has been brought to pure formless awareness. Carry it back to to limited awareness.
Need to copy that.
From the wholly aware moment to which I brought it.
I carry it back to limited awareness from the wholly aware moment
To which I brought it.
now.
We are made whole in our desire to make whole.
And we say, I am
Yeah.
made whole in my desire to make whole.
I will not let time worry me.
Worry me.
For all the fear that my companion and I experience is really past.
Say over.
Yeah, is really over. Time has been readjusted to help us do together what our separate paths would hinder. I have gone past fear. Or no.
We've gone.
Okay,
We
we
have
have
gone. Yeah.
right. We have gone past fear, for no two minds can join in the desire for love without love's joining them.
And desire for love without love's. What does it mean by love's joining them? Love's desire joining them. Only two minds can join in the desire for love without love. Love's what? Love's desire?
Can I join that?
What do you think, John? No two minds can join in the desire for love without love's. I just think it should be love. What do you think? That makes much more sense. I think that's an error. Without loves what?
Mm.
Joy and desire for love without love's awareness?
Don't know. Don't
Joy
know.
and desire for love without love joining.
Yeah.
I think we just keep to say without love joining them.
Enjoyment.
You join in the desire for love, then love must join you.
Yeah.
I think that might have been an error. Without love's what? Love's desire joining them. But love makes more sense the way we've written it. Okay, so read it from the top.
I am now the bringer of awakening and have the function
Do
of
it
bringing.
again, Elaine. You always leave out the who.
Oh,
So
yes.
concentrate. I who am.
I
Why
who
do
am
you
now.
always leave out the who? You don't know.
Don't know. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I who am now the bringer of awakening have the function of bringing pure formless awareness to limited awareness. The limited awareness in me has been brought to pure formless awareness. I carry it back to limited awareness from the wholly aware moment to which I brought it. I am made whole in my desire to make whole. I will not let time worry me, for all the fear that my companion and I experience is really over. Time has been readjusted to help us do together what our separate paths would hinder. We have gone past fear, for no two minds can join the desire for love without love joining them.
Right. Okay, so what's he saying there?
Well, I'm now the bringer of awakening for pure formless awareness, from pure formless awareness to limited awareness. And so we do this in the wholly aware moment, the now. And it's time. Time has been readjusted to help us. So time has been readjusted to help us. Because our separate self paths had hindered it, but now, in the now, it's really over. We've gone past the fear and we desire love. And love will come in return, in response to love.
So in two minds, when two or more are there, then I'm with you. So he's there, and this perfect love is there in the holy relationship. And time is readjusted to help us do together what our separate paths would hinder. Oh, very, very pertinent message for me. Amazing. It's amazing how the course works. So you get these messages and you're like, it's just perfect. It's like, that's
love is calling you. Yeah. So you.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And somehow it all, if you're willing and you study this, somehow the messages that you get are at the right time. It's just sort of coordinated for your journey. It's amazing.
Yeah.
How it works. Okay, so happy with number 7, last paragraph, number 8.
Yeah.
Again, some translation to do. So read in the original John and then the alternative. John, you still with us? Maybe not. John, hello. You there? Do you want to do the last one? Yeah. So I don't know if he's there or he's not at all for whatever, but let's carry on.
I am here. I was just next door, actually.
Okay.
Not one light in heaven, but goes with you. not one ray that shines forever in the mind of God, but shines on.
So let's translate as we go. Just
Yeah.
one
Not one. Oh,
light,
God.
not one light
No,
in
no.
heaven that goes with you. One awareness, maybe.
Not one awareness.
I think we just going to change the whole thing. Every awareness, every part of the awareness, every part of awareness in the state of pure formless awareness goes with me. It's really what he's saying. That goes with you. Every part of awareness in the state of pure formless awareness goes with me because it's one.
Yeah.
There's no separation there. And what he's talking about is not one light in heaven. Well, it's all the same. The one light is every light. There are no individual lights. So the idea of part is we're just talking about it from our seemingly separated perspective of duality. Part of awareness in the state of pure formless awareness goes with me. We'll keep it as that. So he's trying through this to tell us that there's only unity there. There's only one awareness.
Yeah. Not one ray that shines. Not one ray that shines forever.
Read it in the original. So
Yeah.
not
one ray that shines forever in the mind of God, but shines on you.
Yeah, so again, this double negative is a bit.
Yeah.
So every. So the rays, he's talking about the great rays, every awareness.
Every awareness
shines forever in the mind of pure formless awareness, in the mind of instead of that, we'll just take up mind in every ray, every part of awareness, maybe we should say again, every part of awareness. So the ray is the light, every part of awareness that shines forever in pure formless awareness or perfect love shines on me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3. The state of pure formless awareness is joined with me in my advance to the state of pure formless awareness. The original is heaven is joined with you in your advance to heaven.
Yeah. Sounds more advanced. So maybe we'll just say pure formless awareness is joined with me in my advance to the state of pure formless awareness. That makes better.
Yeah.
Before, when
such great lights have joined with you to give the little spark of your desire the power of God himself, can you remain in darkness? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
When such great
awarenesses.
Awareness powers.
So
when such
great
when
awareness.
Such,
great awareness.
Oh yeah, okay.
When
such great awareness has joined with me to give the little spark of my desire the power of pure formless awareness of perfect love itself. when such great awareness is joined with me to give this little spark of my inside the power of perfect love itself, can I remain in darkness? Yeah.
And I'm limited.
I and my companion are coming home together after a long and meaningless journey that I undertook apart and that led nowhere.
Yeah. You undertook a part, so we undertook a part.
Yeah.
Undertook a part, so and led nowhere.
I have found my companion and we will light each other's way.
The original was, and you have found your brother, and you will light each other's way. Okay. We will light each other's way. Any better way of saying that? Found my companion.
Found my companion and we'll
Light.
help each other.
Help each other on the journey. Yeah, I think that's, we will help.
Yeah.
We will help each other.
On the journey. Yeah.
On the journey home.
Good. And from this light, will the great rays extend back into darkness and forward onto pure formless awareness of perfect love to shine away the past and so make room for its eternal presence in which everything is radiant in the light.
Okay, so the great awareness, great rays is great awareness, and the great awareness.
And the great awareness extends.
Will extends, yeah, what's it? From this light will great rays extend back. Maybe just make it present tense. The great awareness. Great awareness. It will extend because we've got will. We will help each other. Great awareness will extend from this awareness. Great awareness will extend from whose awareness? From this light will the great rays extend back into darkness and forward unto God. Great awareness will extend from our awareness back into limited awareness. And forward into pure formless awareness, perfect love to shine away the past. To let go of the past. So make room for its eternal presence. Is eternal presence, okay. Its eternal presence in which everything is radiant in the light and pure formless awareness. Okay, definitely need to read that again. On the top.
Every part of awareness in the state of pure formless awareness goes with me. Every part of awareness that shines forever in pure formless awareness of perfect love shines on me. Pure formless awareness is joined with me in my advance to the state of pure formless awareness. when such great awareness has joined with me to give the little spark of my desire the power of perfect love itself, can I remain in limited awareness. I and my companion are coming home together after a long and meaningful journey that we undertook apart and led nowhere.
Meaningless journey.
Meaningless journey. I have found my companion and we will help each other on the journey home. And the great awareness will extend from our awareness back into limited awareness and forward into pure formless awareness of perfect love. To let go of the past and so make room for its eternal presence, in which everything is radiant in pure formless awareness.
Throwing away the past. To let go of keep it as to let go of the past. So what he's saying here, summarize that, is open this Holy Trinity. So we join in the Christ, or the true self. Two people join in that, and it extends back. The great rays he's talking about is the connection to source. So the great rays go backwards to the world of limited awareness, time and space, and they help people who are still stuck in that to perceive something different. So they become an example to those who are still stuck in limited awareness, and they extend forward to God. I'm not sure about forward. Maybe we should change it to upwards. I mean, there is really no distance, but we're using sort of distance terms to try and capture what he means.
Yeah.
Backwards. If backwards is going back into the illusion, forwards to God. But maybe upwards would be more helpful. Back into limited awareness, maybe down into limited awareness, and up.
Yeah.
And that sort of relates to the diagram a bit more. Down into limited
awareness. Yeah.
Beneath it lower, and then up into the top level 1, pure formless awareness. And the holy relationship sits here as part of the Christ, part of the true self, sort of the bridge between the worlds. Sort of what he's saying. So like two people joined in truth, in their true self, become examples for others. So they stretch back here, they help heal the whole dream, and they also take these two souls back into pure formless awareness, perfect love, which is their source and their destiny. And so it's part of this whole. You see how it fits quite nicely. You see these diagrams work in different contexts. So that combined, when you join in a holy relationship and you recognize the true self in the other, then it gets strengthened in both of you, and it's part of the healing of the dream, and it takes you back upwards to pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is the ultimate destiny of all relationships. Okay, is that clear? Anything else you want to add to that, John?
No, I'm good with that.
No. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions or comments on that particular section? I think we've done this one before because I didn't find so some of these ones we didn't do last year. So if you like, you got another half an hour, we can do a little summary of this and meditate on it to close out the session, or we can end it here. What do you want to do? Lane, John?
Are you just going to do a meditation, are you?
Yeah, well, I need to do the summary first on the meditation to do the meditation. So I'm just pasting everything in here. Then I stick it into the Chat GPT. It kicks out a summary. Copy and paste that. Then we meditate. Well, we read the summary. Do a bit of editing. It'll be a 300-word summary or less, and then we can meditate on it. So if you're up for that, John, what's your feeling?
I'm good for doing the summary. I won't do the meditation.
All right. Okay. So just go here. So summarize. I'll just copy and paste this quicker. So let's just you give it the instructions. Under 250 words. Off we go. It's a bit longer than 250 words, to say the least. Okay. We're writing an essay. Okay. So we say summarize the response in under 250 words. Let's see if it does that. Yeah, better. Okay, so then we got our summary. We'll copy and paste in here. Okay, so let's go through that in my life. Trapped in the illusion of making fantasy real and truth illusory. No, it's kind of got that a bit wrong. Trapped in the illusion of making fantasy real. Doesn't quite got the meaning of that. Trying to make illusion true and fantasy real. I've been dreaming. So my life, I've been trying to make illusion true and fantasy real. I think we need iron in my life. I've been trying to make illusion true and fantasy real. In the dream of my life. Okay, do you want to read that? Read the rest, John?
Yeah. I have been trying to make illusion true and fantasy real in the dream of my life. Each dream led to more dreams, strengthening my limited awareness and preventing glimpses of pure formless awareness from entering. But I forgot that pure formless awareness of perfect love cannot be destroyed. It resides within me. As pure formless awareness draws nearer, I sometimes retreat into fear and limited awareness. Yet my true goal is to move towards
truth and knowledge, towards knowledge of the truth. Okay, carry on, since I called upon truth.
yeah. As pure formless awareness comes nearer to me, I sometimes retreat into fear and limited awareness. Yet my true goal is to move towards knowledge of the truth. Since I called upon truth, it has been rushing to meet me. But my journey into limited awareness has been long and cruel. Still, I am advancing towards love's true meaning and away from illusions. I am swiftly moving away from fear and towards truth.
It just needs a bit of tweaking. So it's been trying to meet me. It's been trying to, as I called upon truth, it has been trying to come into my awareness, come into my awareness. Even while my journey into limited awareness seemed long and cruel. Yet advancing towards love's true meaning and away from illusions. Swiftly moving away from fear. I'm advancing towards love's true meaning and away from illusions. i.e., moving away from fear and towards truth. Advancing towards love's true meaning, away from illusions, i.e., moving away from fear and towards truth. Happy with that? It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In my relationship with my companion.
In my relationship with my companion, I am not alone. We carry the light of this world together. I must resist the temptation to revoke the gift of faith I offered my companion, as this gift is eternal. The purity of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness, and my understanding is unnecessary. Every moment spent with my companion reinforces our shared goal and strengthens my desire for pure formless awareness in bringing,
Okay, so the purity of our relation, let's just do this a bit. I must resist the temptation to evoke, to take back, maybe. To withdraw, maybe it would be better. To withdraw. Withdraw the gift of faith from my companion, as this gift is eternal. Purity of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness, and my understanding is unnecessary for this. Every moment spent with my companion reinforces our shared goal and strengthens my desire for. Okay, let's read that paragraph again.
In my relationship with my companion, I am not alone as we carry the true awareness of this world together. I must resist the temptation to withdraw the gift of faith I offered my companion, as his gift is eternal, as this gift is eternal. The purity of our relationship is established in the state of pure formless awareness, and my understanding is unnecessary for this.
Carry on, John.
Yeah, I've forgotten where I got to.
Every moment spent.
Every moment spent with my companion reinforces our shared goal and strengthens my desire for pure formless awareness.
Yeah, bringing
In bringing pure formless awareness to those in limited awareness. I join Yeshua. I am willing to guide others towards pure formless awareness and bring light to their limited awareness. By letting go of limited awareness and embracing pure formless awareness, darkness is banished forever. As the bringer of awakening, I carry pure formless awareness back into limited awareness, making others whole.
Yeah, it's not bad though. You think about, to write a summary like that.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
You just got to tweak it a bit, but I would say, we'd be here another hour if we write things ourselves.
Yeah.
So not feasible already. By letting go of limited awareness, embracing pure forms, so banish limited awareness forever. Bring of awakening, I carry pure formless awareness back into limited awareness, making others whole. Bringer of awakening. Carry pure formless awareness back into limited awareness. And we can say helping others to heal and I am lifted up into I'm simultaneously lifted up into pure formless awareness. Guys, just read that again from the top.
In bringing pure formless awareness to those in limited awareness, I join with Yeshua. I am willing to guide others towards pure formless awareness and bring true awareness to their limited awareness. By letting go of limited awareness and embracing pure formless awareness, I banish limited awareness forever. As the bringer of awakening, I carry pure formless awareness back into limited awareness, helping others to feel,
Heal.
to heal, and I am simultaneously lifted up into pure formless awareness.
With my companion, the bringer of awakening. Because I think that it was together, wasn't it? The bringer of awakening. My companion and I carry pure formless awareness back into limited awareness, helping others to heal. And we are, because it was a joint thing, wasn't it? They're simultaneously lifted up into pure formless awareness together, which is really beautiful. So he's giving us the purpose of every relationship. Every facet. Yeah, every facet of, carry on. Every aspect, maybe. Every part. John, you still with me? John, hello.
Well, yeah, I'm very, very, very out of it.
You're tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one paragraph, so.
Okay. Every part of pure formless awareness accompanies me on this journey, shining upon me and merging with me. My companion and I are returning home together, bringing pure formless awareness to limited awareness and allowing it to penetrate the past. The eternal presence of pure formless awareness illuminates everything.
So it just needs a little bit of occasionally, it's not quite on point, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Allowing it to remove the pause. It seems to have learned, because I've been feeding it this stuff. It seems to have learned as well.
Well, I mean, that's what they reckon, isn't it? Yeah.
Starting to actually learn the because it puts in words that I don't tell it to. And it starts to do its own thing. Eternal presence of pure formless awareness illuminates everything. To remove the past. So the eternal presence of pure formless awareness illuminates everything. And what I also like about it is completely unique content, because this is based on our translation, and then the summary is based, it's a summary of the translated version. So there's nowhere else you're going to get this. So it's a new kind of version or interpretation of the course, which is hopefully helpful to people. Okay, so let's just then is it helpful? What I've been doing is just saying, okay, so there's a longer summary, and then there's the key message. You find that helpful, John?
Wow. I think I'm gone, John.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if there's a second one, so what I've been doing, saying, okay, so there's a personalized executive summary,
Yeah.
a bit longer, and then there's a key message, which is very secondary.
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
I think it is actually, yeah.
So you can chunk it down, summary, and then another summary to really, okay. And if you really don't have time, you could just read the key message and go, okay, this is the absolute essence of what this whole thing is saying. Summarize the key message of the above in under 50 words, under 100 words, under 50 words. And then the key message of the above. So let's read it. The key message is that as I advance towards pure forms, towards perfect love, fear dissipates, and I'm joined with my companion in bringing light to limited awareness, ultimately returning home to the radiant presence of pure formless awareness. That's all right.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a pretty good key message, because that's kind of, you know, that is what. So it's particularly good at these summaries. It's very good at some summaries. Had some trouble with the actual translations because it starts changing the numbers, it takes away the numbers, and it's doing its own thing, because it starts merging the sentences. I didn't want that. So I haven't quite got that correct. I mean, I'm gonna. I join with Yeshua and
My food is present I join with Joshua and my companion
and
in bringing light to awareness.
it still sometimes brings the old
Awareness to limited awareness. Ultimately returning home to the radiant presence of pure formless awareness.
Turning home to pure formless awareness. Ultimately returning all of us. Pure formless awareness, the perfect love to the state of and just pure formless awareness. I know what to the state. Okay, do you want to read that from the top? State of pure formless awareness.
Key message of this section is that as I advance towards pure formless awareness of perfect love, my fear dissipates and I join with Yeshua and my companion in bringing pure formless awareness to limited awareness, ultimately returning all of us home to the state of pure formless awareness of perfect love.
Turning us home to the state. Pure formless awareness, perfect love. Yeah. So then there's a very key, like, okay, just that's the key message if you want it. So, and it's not that difficult to do. You just ask the AI to do another summary, summarize a summary. Okay. So you said you didn't want to do a meditation. We could do 15-minute med. You're done.
No, I'm done for tonight, John.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking it out till the end. We got it done. So another good.
Good. Yeah.
Another good summary. So
Yeah.
it's all good, and we'll I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, you're around.
Are you doing the day or the evening?
You tell me.
I'm out in the evening.
You're out in the evening. Okay. So you want? Can you join in the? You can join in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Of course, you have your band practice, don't you?
Yeah.
I was supposed to come tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So should we do 12:30? You make that?
That'd be all right. Yeah.
12:30. Yeah. Okay. So see you tomorrow at 12:30.
Okay. Okay, great
All
stuff.
right. Thanks. All right. Thanks for joining.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah,
Namaste.
bye. Cheers. No.
Lovely evening. All right. So thank you to Lane and John for joining. It was a good session. And you would like to join us, just check below. I put some details about how you can join the next masterclass and join us live for these sessions if you'd like to. So thank you again, and I hope to see you in the Zoom room soon. Next session is tomorrow at 12:30 UK time, 1:30 South African time. It's Monday. So namaste, which means the light, or the pure formless awareness in me, acknowledges and honors that same light or pure formless awareness in you.